Okay, good morning everybody. Let us begin. Induction, onboarding, new hire training, different name, same game. Policies, who's who, values, health and safety, legal compliance, DSE risk assessment, internal IT systems. Haven't you had this course yet? Haven't you done that training yet? Oh, you've just missed our monthly induction. You may have experienced this at some point. However, there is another way. There's Totara Learn, an award-winning open source learning platform to educate, manage, and connect your people. Good morning. I'm Mark Edmonds, Account Director at Engage in Learning. We are an e-learning solutions provider. We've got a library of over 80 off-the-shelf e-learning titles that you remain in control of, and I shall show you a little bit about that in a moment. We also have a variety of platform options. Our flagship LMS is Totara. We are a Totara Platinum partner. Totara Learn is an open source learning management system distributed globally through a network of partners. We reached Platinum status last year, and I'm going to talk you through the complete automation of your induction or onboarding process, or indeed any targeted training program, without any need of manual intervention once it's set up properly. So let's start with the first step, which is automating the migration of your user details from your HR system. Totara uses a tool called HR Import. So let's have a look at a network map for that. We can import from multiple HR systems, payroll systems, into Totara Learn via remote FTP using a script. So we'll do all the work. We might need a little bit of collaboration from your HR systems team. And then part of that process is that new starters will be automatically emailed with their login. Leavers will be suspended, and any existing data will be updated. So if somebody changes name or department or job role, then that will automatically be updated without you having to manually intervene. Totara has a feature called hierarchies. There's two frameworks within the hierarchies. There's the positional framework and the organizational framework. And again, these are set up during the implementation phase. The positional hierarchy will hold your job roles, your job families, your job family tree. So you can see on the screen an example. We've got Chief CEO at the top, and then we're going down. Now, the benefit of holding this information in Totara Learn is that you can direct the right training at the right people, and you can manage reporting hierarchies, and you can also produce reporting statistics based on job role. Similarly, we will help you set up your departments. This is the organizational framework within Totara Learn, and you can see there we've got a very good example, because I think the owner's listening, of a organizational framework. So we've got different departments and the sub-departments within. That information is used by Totara Learn. They automatically create a job assignment for each user. So let's have a look at a user. So we've got Stuart Broad here, who happens to be playing cricket for England right at this moment, although hopefully he's in the dressing room because it's not his turn to bat yet. And you can see that there is a job assignment, bottom left-hand corner. So let's have a look what that looks like. So we'll click on his job assignment, and you can see it's got the job title at the top, and then what you're looking at is the position, the organization, and the manager. And this is where the information is held against each individual. If you're setting somebody up manually, then you would click on choose position, choose organization. But the beauty of HR import is that all this is automatically populated for you. The information in the job assignments is used to manage the membership of audiences. So audiences is the Totara terminology for groups or cohorts, groups of learners. We will work with you during implementation to set your audiences up so that the membership, for example, of a management development cohort or a onboarding cohort or audience is automatically populated. And this is all dynamic, so that when somebody comes into the system, they're assigned a job assignment. The audience membership is dependent on those job assignments, so that's all automated. So let's have a little look at how that works. So adding a new audience, we give it a name. So in this case, induction. And we're going to make it a dynamic audience so that the membership is triggered by the job assignment. We'll save those changes, and then we're going to pick up a rule. Now this is an onboarding audience, so we're going to set the rule as has been the company within the last month. We'll approve those changes. And now we can have a look at the membership which has dynamically been created. And you can see that Stuart Broad is sat in our audience because he's joined the company within the last 31 days. So once we've got our audience created, we can then link the dynamic audience membership to the content, in this case, the onboarding content. Within Totara Learn, the content is made up of a structure starting with a learning activity. And the learning activities sit within the courses, and then you've got an option to put the courses within programs. An advantage of using programs, as you will see in a moment, is that it will manage the notification emails. So let's talk about programs. When you're creating a program, your friends, your very best friends, are content assignments and messages. So let's have a look at those one by one. Starting with content, we click on the Content tab, select the courses, and then we can find the courses that we want to add to our induction. So here we've got Health and Safety, Data Protection, InfoSec, and Equality and Diversity. And we save that. That's as easy as it is. We've now got those courses within our program. So moving on to the Messages tab next. So we select the Messages tab. And this is where you would construct the emails that are going to go out, a series of notification emails that are going to go out to the learners. So I called this one Welcome to Our World, and then you've got text there, we have enrolled you. You can also have then reminder emails, which are called program due messages. So we've got text there. We know how busy it is in the first few weeks, etc. And then you can have a program completed message. Brilliant. Now we've unlocked access to our full training library linked to your position. So fill your boots. Lots of love, learning and development. So you get the idea there, where you've got a series of notification emails completely automated and triggered by the completion or not completion of the courses you've asked them to do. Now moving on to assignments. So assignments is the learner population. So in this case, we want to set the program up so that it automatically goes to our induction group audience. So let's have a look at that in action. So add audiences to program, select the induction group audience, and OK. And then we can set a due date. So you might give them 4 weeks or 2 weeks to complete their induction. In this case, we're going to use 2 weeks of program enrollment. So that due date, you might have noticed, that due date is going to be dynamic as well. So they come into the program because of their automatic audience membership, and they're given 2 weeks to complete. So now we've done that, those emails will start going out. So the first one will go out because the first one was an enrollment email. So hopefully now you're starting to see this automatic journey build. You haven't done anything at all as a learning and development manager because the learner came into the LMS because they entered the HR system, and everything after that has been automatic. So now let's look at how you construct the courses for your onboarding program within Totara Learn. So I've done a little prep here. So here's the Welcome to Our World course, and you can set it up so that you've got different sections for each day. The example I've got here, we've got day 1, orientation with your line manager. Day 2 has got some e-learning in it, essential learning, information security, and I've put day 3 as an example of how Totara Learn deals with classroom training. Something to point out is that on day 1, it's got a tick box, so the learner can go in and tick. It can see that it says you will spend your first day being shown around by your line manager. Please tick confirm to confirm this has happened. So that's a self-declaration that orientation happened on day 1. Day 2 will auto-complete when the SCORM package is completed, and day 3 can be completed by the trainer or by the system administrator when they mark attendance of that day 3 workshop. So that gives you an idea of how you can build courses, your own induction course within Totara Learn. I've mentioned a couple of times, you may have noticed, that Engage in Learning have a library of off-the-shelf e-learning courses. We cover compliance, health and safety, leadership, customer service courses, general business skills, and we can also provide Microsoft Office, IT and project management through a couple of partners. So for those of you that have joined that haven't had a chance to see our e-learning yet, I'm just going to spend 5 minutes showing you around. Our tagline is e-learning you control. E-learning is considered by some as not flexible and not the way we work as an organization. So we've listened to that and we've added a number of features and functions that do allow control by both the learner and the organization. So let's have a little look how we've done that. This is our standard menu. I've used our information security course as an example. Sorry if it's slightly cut off at the top. There's a few more sections than usual in this course because we broke it up into nice little bite-sized chunks. In general, you're going to see between sort of 3 and 5 of those sections in our 80 courses, and each course has got a end of course assessment, and that triggers a certificate on a default 80% pass mark. You can see in the top right-hand corner a Customize button. This allows you to change the logo in our course for your own corporate logo. Once you've done this once, it will cascade into all the other courses.
Information is the lifeblood of any organisation. It's a vital asset, but it's increasingly vulnerable to the risk of loss, damage or destruction through theft, malicious intent or accident.
And if we don't look after data properly, we risk compromising our business, damaging the trust of partners, customers and suppliers, and breaking the law.
Employees are the key to information security, which is why you're doing this course. We're all personally responsible for keeping information secure and contributing to a culture of security. Our policies explain how.
What does this mean to you? Move on to explore some of the implications on your day-to-day work.
And we can see that we've got various tools for expansion. So part of the learning you can control is that the learner, where necessary, can use the automatic translation to select a language, their native language. We would expect them to do most of the course in their own in English, but where they get stuck, they can pop into their language. And we've also put in a course editor. This is where you can add your own content. You can either choose to embed a video or an online PDF document, or you can use the text editor to add text and images to the additional content screen that you're putting in. So you can see here I am selecting some company security, data security information, and I'm adding that as text. I can give the button that launches the additional content its own name, so the learner knows what's behind the window, and I can also select a suitable icon, and I can determine whether it's a mandatory screen or not. This mandatory would prevent the learner from going to the next Engage in Learning screen. So now you can see there's a button there, IT Security Policy, and on clicking on that, that will launch your additional content, making our off-the-shelf titles e-learning that you control. So once the learner has done their learning, the courses, and completed their induction, the next stage in the process is the reporting. So the reporting can automatically go to the line managers. Totara comes with a report builder, which allows you to create reports on course completions, program completions, exception reports. You can report by any data source within the system. So here we're looking at an induction report, and that's coming up with Stuart Broad and me, and you can see that Stuart Broad hasn't completed his induction yet. It's got the start date and the due date. So reports can be scheduled to be sent to line managers on a regular basis. So that might be weekly, fortnightly, monthly, and you determine the intervals that it goes out at and then who it's going to. So in this case, we've selected an audience called All Managers. So all managers receive a induction completion report every Monday morning. And that is the final part of automating your induction process. So just to recap then, the automated onboarding process in Totara Learn is bringing the users in via HR import, and then the hierarchies populate the job assignments, in turn the audiences, automatic enrolment into the programs, which when completed will populate the reports. So learning and development are playing golf, and the organization is growing. And that ends my presentation on how to automate your induction process using Totara Learn. If you've got any questions, then please email. I'll go into the console now to see if there's any questions in there. Thank you very much indeed for taking the time to take a look at how it all works, and we look forward to hearing from you after the event. Thank you.